Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes Jack Sparrow getting the loot, Resident reboot, Getting Angry in 2019, Snyder's tragic loss, Remembering a Bond, Lyman Out of the Dark, Going Back to the Danger Zone, The Master of the Drones, Meet Conrad Vernon, and The Boss is Back. So with that said, let's get things started. Ye come seek an adventure in salty old pirates, eh? Dead Men Tell No Tales, the latest installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, has begun by placing itself into first place at the box office during the weekend with about $62 million. Although some would consider this decent for a summer blockbuster, it certainly wrecked the other movies along the way, as Baywatch, starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron, started rather poorly with just $18 million in third place behind Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which stayed in second with about $20 million. However, the one that got the biggest blow this weekend was Alien Covenant. Last week, it was on top with $36 million, but on its second weekend, it came tumbling down to fourth by only making more than $10 million. Following from behind includes Everything Everything with more than $6 million, Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul with more than $4 million, and Snatched with less than $4 million. Now that the final chapter is finished, let's do it again! Constantin Films, the German production company, has revealed at the Cannes Film Festival that they will be rebooting the Resident Evil film franchise. Based on the video game series by Capcom, the company is currently keeping all of its secrets about who will be the star, director, and how faithful it will be to the games. But they did confirm that they are planning 6 movies for their installment. The last company who handled the Resident Evil films, Sony Pictures, made them into the highest grossing film franchise based on the video game, with the 6 movies making a total of $1.2 billion, all of which star Mia Jovovich and written by Paul W.S. Anderson, on top of directing 4 of them. Anderson is currently working on the film adaptation of another Capcom game, Monster Hunter. Sony is ready to make some of the world angry with their next animated film, and this time, it's not like with the Emoji Movie. Sony has officially announced that they will release the Angry Birds Movie 2 for September 2019. The significance of the release date is to coincide with the 10th anniversary of the original gaming app it was based on. However, sources have noted that this will put it in the week before DreamWorks Animation's Everest. They have also announced that a couple of new directors will be in charge of the feature, including Thorup Van Orman, the creator of The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, and John Rice, who previously was the lead storyboard artist of the predecessor. Sony also confirmed that Sony Pictures Imageworks will be handling the animation, along with Sony Pictures Animation to help out, with production designer Pete Oswald and character art director Francine Natal. The Angry Birds are coming back on September 20th, 2019. I know some people wanted him to leave the project, but absolutely not like this. Zack Snyder has officially announced that he is stepping down as the director of the upcoming DC film Justice League. The reason for his departure is because he wanted to spend more time with his family after his daughter Autumn committed suicide back in March. Snyder stated, "In my mind, I thought it was a cathartic thing to go back to work, to just bury myself and see if that was the way through it. The demands of this job are pretty intense. It's all time consuming. And in the last 2 months, I've come to the realization I've decided to take a step back from the movie to be with my family, be with my kids who really need me. They are having a hard time. I'm having a hard time." Warner Brothers has confirmed that Joss Whedon will be taking his place as director, as there are no plans to delay the film from its November release date. On behalf of FilmBook, we wish Zack, Deborah, and the Snyder family the best of luck during this very tragic time. He was an amazing spy and an amazing man. Sir Roger Moore has been announced to be deceased at the age of 89 after battling with cancer at his home in Switzerland, his family has confirmed. His claim to fame in movies was being the 3rd James Bond and also being the actor to portray 007 in more movies than any other actor yet. From 1973 to 1985, he played the world-famous spy in Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to Kill. Outside of Bond, he was known to play as Simon Templar in the reboot of the TV series The Saint, and his massive contribution to UNICEF, which he became a Goodwill Ambassador in 1991. The latter is said to be Moore's personal greatest achievement. His family stated, "We know our love and admiration will be magnified many times over across the world by people who knew him from his films, his television shows, and his passionate work for UNICEF. He will surely be missed." Certainly not as tragic as the last one, but it's still bad Justice League news. Doug Liman has officially walked out of the directing job of one of Warner Bros.' upcoming DC films, Justice League Dark. The reason for the departure is because of Liman's schedule being tangled up with another upcoming movie, Chaos Walking from Lionsgate, starring Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. As that movie began going into pre-production, Liman is inclining to go direct that film instead. There is a possibility, however, that Warner Bros. Is eyeing Andy Muschietti of Mama to fill in the role of director. Since, like Mama, the movie deals with a Justice League group that consists of supernatural beings. There has yet to be a confirmation on the release date of the feature. That danger zone is starting to look real tempting for old Tommy. Tom Cruise has officially confirmed that Paramount and Skydance are officially moving forward with making a sequel to his 1986 film Top Gun. The progress Cruise made to the project so far is that he has been looking for many potential directors ever since he wrapped production on Mission Impossible 6. The man who seems to be the front-runner for the job is Joseph Kosinski, who previously worked with Cruise in the 2013 film Oblivion. While plot details are kept under wraps so far, it has been revealed that the film will set in the modern times where it is the end of the dogfighting era and now drones are taking over the skies. Reports have also mentioned that Val Kilmer is in talks to return as Iceman. Production is hoping to start off next year. Someone now has the pen to control the drone. Andy Bellin, the writer of films such as Lovelace and Trust, has been hired by Paramount Pictures and Michael Bay in order to write the screenplay of Drone Warrior. Based on the book Drone Warrior, an elite soldier's inside account on the hunt for America's most dangerous enemies, it tells the true story of Brett Velkovich and how he used his drone to fight against terrorists. While Bay will not be directing the project, as Paramount is currently looking for one to do the job, he will be serving as the producer of the movie under his production company, Bay Films. Day Street Books will be releasing the book on June 27. Been a little while since we've visited the space age. Conrad Vernon, one of the directors of Sausage Party, is going to Warner Animation Group in order to direct an animated feature of the Jetsons. This will be the second time that the Future family will get their own movie, as the first one, the Jetsons movie, was released in 1990 and was credited to be the last film to feature George O'Hanlon and Mel Blanc. Ever since that film, Hollywood attempted many times to create a live-action Jetsons feature, including one that would have been directed by Robert Rodriguez, but none ever came into fruition. This new attempt to craft a Jetsons movie will be a part of Warner Bros.' planned Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, with Scooby-Doo to be the first released in 2020. Things are getting back in business at the studio. DreamWorks Animation has announced that they will be making a sequel to their recent surprise hit, The Boss Baby. While no announcement about the plot has been made, they did reveal that the creative team shall be returning to the project with Alec Baldwin as the voice of the Boss Baby. They have also mentioned that they will put the release date in 2021 under the distribution of Universal Pictures. The box office performance of the movie was one of the biggest surprises earlier this year, as it beat out not only Ghost in the Shell, but also the live-action reboot of Beauty and the Beast on its third weekend by having an opening of $50 million. As it stands, the original movie has made $169 million domestically and made a worldwide total of $470 million. The Boss Baby shall return on March 26, 2021. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!